Under the service, is the patient breathing?
Yeah, she's breathing.
Is she conscious?
Yeah. She's a bit of both, really. Basically, it's my partner's daughter. It's my little girl as well. I brought her up. We've got all three children here playing, and I was in the kitchen making a coffee, and they've been in the living room, and I heard a bang. So I came out, and the little lad stood there, and the little girl's on the floor, and she was crying, and then she stopped crying, and then she was sick, and now she's just a little bit floppy, to be honest with you.
This is a 999 call from where Star Hobson's mum, Frankie Smith, called the ambulance services after she murdered her daughter. Please be sure to watch the whole video to listen to the full clip, as well as other videos which related to the crime. And if you end up enjoying the content, please be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Today's video will be about the tragic killing of Star Hobson. Star was tragically killed by her mother Frankie Smith, as well as her mother's partner Savvanah Brockhill. And in this video I'll be going through a timeline of events that led up to the killing, as well as showing the 999 call that was made by her mother, as well as some Snapchat images that were posted by her mother's partner Savvanah Brockhill, which turned out to be questionable to say the least. I'll be also providing my opinion at the end of the video, so please be sure to watch the whole video. On the 21st of May 2019, young Star Hobson was born. She was born to her mother Frankie Smith and her father Jordan Hobson. Frankie Smith was only 1 month off her 18th birthday at the time. In September 2019, on a holiday to Bridlington, her mother Frankie Smith repeatedly leaves Star with her friends so she can go out drinking. And then after this, in November 2019, her mother broke up with Star's father Jordan Hobson. She gets together with Savvanah Brockhill, a bouncer at the Sun pub in Bradford, West Yorkshire. On the 27th of January 2020, a first referral was made to social services due to concern for Star's safety. This referral was made by Holly Jones, a friend of Frankie Smith's. A social worker then proceeds to visit their house twice. In February 2020, Frankie Smith's new partner Savvanah Brockhill records a video on Snapchat calling herself the #1 psycho and sends a message to one of Smith's sisters asking if Smith is cheating on her, saying, "I'm broken, I'll stab someone tonight, I swear." She threatens to go and confront Smith by later adding, "I don't care about kids in the house. I will rage. Fuck it. They're gonna need police in the house to take me away." I'll now proceed to play the Snapchat images and you can make of it what you will, but I think shows what type of character that Brockhill was, to be honest.
Guys and girls need to remember the fact that Frankie is with me. She keeps getting a lot of message requests and friends requests. She's not going to accept, especially tramps like yous. And if you want to keep your kneecaps, I suggest you stop sending her them. She's with the #1 psycho.
At the start of the coronavirus pandemic in March 2020, Frankie Smith gets her own vat in Keighley. Then on the 14th of March, her partner Brockhill punches her in the face at the pub that her partner works at, but then Savvanah Brockhill later goes on to say that it was an accident. However, on the 15th of March 2020, Brockhill texts her boxing sparring partner to say she tried to kill herself and Smith by driving off a cliff, but ended up just giving Smith a hiding. She says she needs help mentally and that she's out of control. And she just went on to say, "Honestly, I can't, I just lose it." Now, almost crazily, on March 20, social services go to close the case on Star Hobson. After this, in May 2020, Smith's grandmother, Anita Smith, makes a referral to social services after learning that Brockhill has been restraining Star with a wrestling move called a slam choke. This is a baby at the time, by the way. A social worker then proceeds to visit on the same day. After this, in June, Jordan Hobson makes a referral to social services. Police then visit and arrange for Star to have a medical examination at Bradford Royal Infirmary. Other referrals are made in this month by Smith's sister and a friend of Smith's mother, Rachel Whiteley. Yet again, stupidly, on the 8th of July, social services once again closed the case on Star. On the 13th of September, Brockhill is captured on CCTV assaulting Star at a recycling plant in Doncaster where she worked. She was babysitting Star because Smith wanted to go out drinking. And I'll proceed to play the video of the car entering the recycling plant. You can't really see any abuse, but it's just evidence of them actually being there at the time. Following this, just a week later on the 20th of September, more CCTV footage shows Smith actually dragging Star through Bradford City Centre on her reins, with Star's head dropping to one side. Tragically, on the 22nd of September 2020, Star Hobson unfortunately died. I will now play the 999 clip that was made by her mother, and you can make of it what you will, and yeah, it's just very sad to listen to be honest.
The service, is the patient breathing?
Yeah, she's breathing.
Is she conscious?
Yeah. She's a bit of both, really. Basically, it's my partner's daughter. It's my little girl as well. I brought her up. We've got all three children here playing, and I was in the kitchen making a coffee, and they've been in the living room, and I heard a bang. So I came out, and the little lad stood there, and the little girl's on the floor, and she was crying, and then she stopped crying, and then she was sick, and now she's just a little bit floppy, to be honest with you.
And what do you know what the bang was?
No, I don't know I don't know if she's fallen off of the sofa, or I don't know. Just the three of them playing with us. And
right.
he just said start, and when I walked in, she was laid on the floor. Shush, darling.
So you heard a bang, the patient was on the floor.
I've heard a bang, yeah. I came in, and the little lad was saying Star, which is the little girl.
Yeah.
So I've shouted at Mummy, said sit up, Star. So I sat her up, and I started to rub her back, because she was like breathing, but like struggling.
Yeah.
So I was rubbing her back. She started to be sick, so I led her on the floor,
yeah.
put her in like CPR position, started to run her back. She started to lose breath, so I performed CPR on her.
So you've done CPR on her?
Yeah, I've done CPR. I've got her in the position, the recovery position, now.
On the 14th of December 2021, Brockhill is convicted of murdering Star at Bradford Crown Court. However, the jury found her mother, Smith, not guilty of murder or manslaughter, but guilty of causing or allowing the death of a child. Star's mother, Frankie Smith, was given an 8-year sentence, and this sentence has been the centre of a lot of controversy, as a lot of people want this to be increased, and I believe there is some reviews going on. Frankie's partner, Savvanah Brockhill, received a life sentence with a minimum terms of 25 years for her murder. Now, my thoughts on the case, I think personally we're seeing this way too much. That's just a fact, and you might have seen in my previous video about young Arthur also going through similar circumstances, and the main thing that actually pops out to me is social services all know about these people. They've been to their house, they've seen things, they've seen some bruises, and then they've gone to close the case. If there's a bruise on a baby, remember Star was only months old when she died. So if you're seeing bruises on a baby that young, some sort of neglect must be present at the case, and for them to just completely close the case, not once but 2-3 times, even after like numerous referrals from actual families, like Frankie Smith's actual family, like her grandfather and stuff like that, and also friends, for them to just completely disregard that. I feel like these people at social services they either need some more training or they're just plain stupid, if I'm completely honest with you. Because they're quick to do other little silly pointless things, but when there's a baby at harm, they're just quick to close the case, not once but 2-3 times. And personally, I believe that's shocking and actually sort of unbelievable. Now, with the sentences with Frankie Smith, obviously I don't know the ins and outs of what happened because I wasn't at the murder trial, but allowing your partner to do things like this and knowing, like, I think that's worth more than 8 years. Like we saw with Arthur's dad, he got 21 years, and even that doesn't sound enough, to be honest. But for her to only get 8 years and then she's going to be out in 4, it doesn't sit right with me at all, to be honest. And the reviews going on hopefully will come to justice. I don't want to say that it should be more or less, but she is as involved as we all potentially believe she is. Then 8 years is nowhere near enough. And yeah, it's just really tragic case. This has become very, very normal occurrence nowadays in England, and unless someone puts down some solid legislation or solid policy changes within the social service industry, I don't think anything's going to change, and we're just going to carry on seeing these things. But yeah, I'd just like to say RIP to Star and offer my condolences to her family that actually cared about her. And yeah, we hope something like this sincerely never ever happens again.